and I love my 80. I'm currently clearing out. The only thing I really have to do on WoW currently, on retail, is clear out my lore master for Northrend, and that's what I'm doing on Eba lately. But for now, he's sitting in Dalaran looking cool. Full best in slot for Frost and Blood, and the other one. But I currently just have Frost set up because I don't even have a second. Yeah, I haven't even set up the other one. But I have everything in the bank that he could want. And actually, it was really hard getting. That. I gotta admit it. That was a challenge I've had recently. You know, even though it was. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. I have my own guild, by the way. I bought my own guild at the end of Mists, and I just moved all of my characters over to it. Like I renamed it, and I used their bank and stuff. But yeah, you'll see I have all the gear I could possibly want for this character, so I'll never have to go back and do it. Even back in the day when the 80s just used to use the Mists, or I guess Kata gear. That was best in slot, but luckily that's not the case anymore. But this Shadowmourne was very hard to get, and I had to have the like coordinated help of several friends, and it took several weeks to get, just to keep an 80 up through, heroic Blood Queen for it is not easy. You know what I'm saying? Because he has to get all the bites, and then he has to survive himself. So that's hard to do, but we got it. Finally made it happen just by clutch. I never ever wanted to do it again in my life. Never ever. I never want to do it ever. And but yeah, I got that done. So I got a Shadowmourne on my 80 Death Knight. Not too many people can say that, especially not doing it within recent times. And this is my level 1. This is actually, aside from Eba, aside from Eba and Water Bottle, this is probably the character that I get the most fun out of. I mean, because I can actually get duels on this character and do stuff. I'm currently working on the trinket in here, but I haven't cared enough to get Yubi over here to help. But yeah, I parked her over here for when I do care that much. But I have everything else that I could want. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I don't think I've leveled her first. Yeah, I still need to do her first aid. But other than that, I got all the little enchanted BOAs upgraded and all that. And that's fun. I like to sit there on the turtle, you know what I'm saying, from the trading card game. I used to do this on my 19. Just chill. I love the really low level twinks, especially level 1s. And if you guys remember, there used to be level 10s that you could just go crazy on the dodge and agility with, and they could get over 100% dodge just unbuffed full time. And you'd see all those videos of those hunters. I think there were some rogues that did it too, just dodging everything. That's really cool. Unfortunately, Blizzard isn't that cool anymore. But yeah, this is my level 1. This is the Harlequin. And that's really all I have to show as far as my retail characters go. So now that I've gotten everybody up to date on that, cool, I can start uploading regular stuff, get back in the rhythm. But before I do that, let me stop this because, yeah, I want to talk about Nostalrius and all that. So, yeah, if you're not interested in all that, this is where the video ends, and thank you. So, yeah, this is my account now, and, yeah, I mean, I still play, but, like I've been saying, I don't have the ability to play. I still play, but I can't play. Blizzard has made it so that there's nothing I can do on my account. I can't. These characters that I've poured so much love and energy into, I can't use them for anything now because Blizzard has locked me out of being able to get PvP pops. I can't get arenas. I can't get duels because you've cross-realm zoned me out of anybody that would want to duel with me otherwise. I'm not meeting anybody, and I can't do the quests because I can't do any quests because I've already cleared out Lore Master. So, I don't know what you want me to do from here. I'm not sure what you were really aiming for with all this, Blizzard. Because I don't really know where to go from here. My love of the game hasn't changed at all. You know what I'm saying? I still love the game. I still love the World of Warcraft as much as I did when I was 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? And that sucks. Because when I play on these private servers and I play on Nostalrius, I get that passion that I had, when I was a kid back, and I love it just as much as I did, because you're forcing me to be immersed in the game, and it's more of an adventure than it is a game. I'm not logging in just to do my dailies and take care of my garrison and make sure all my followers are good and get, I'm logging in because I have to spend a day in a zone getting 2 levels done. You know what I'm saying? And I know that there's going to be times where I'm going to fuck up and have to make 10, 20-minute runbacks from the graveyard. And it's those things that make you spend hours, days at a time leveling in a single zone. And that's what makes you not only fall in love with all of the zones, but the character. You build a relationship with that character. You learn how to play that character at a level that people don't learn how to play their characters anymore. Because the amount of just minuscule things that can make you die back then are so avoidable now. And there's not as many little... It doesn't come down to like every little swing, you know what I'm saying? Every little second in your spell cast. There's a lot of times where you're going to be running back from the graveyard because you chose to try and get your spell off instead of turn around and run, when you should have tried to save your ass because you weren't going to make it. But you feel like you're going to make it, so you try to get that spell in, and he whacks you or crits you or something, and you're like, fuck! And you got to run back, and it's just those things, okay? That's just an example, but that's what makes it feel like an adventure more than a game. Now it's just chores. Now it's chores and getting stuff crossed off the list, you know what I'm saying? Taking care of things. And that's not nearly as fun. It's resulted in where I am now, where there's just nothing to do. So, while my love of World of Warcraft is still there, my love of Blizzard as a company and as a conglomerate has fallen quite a bit. It's pretty much no longer there. It's pretty much diminished. And like, yeah, it started with my band and all that, but it's not just that. I mean, yeah, it started with that. Like to this day, they haven't explained anything. Like they haven't, like first they hit me with a 3-day temporary ban one night, and then they hit me with another, like the day I got back in from my temporary one. And that was it. After that, I didn't have any say whatsoever. It didn't matter that I'd invested a decade into the game. It didn't matter that I'd grown with these characters for the second half of my life. It didn't matter that that didn't matter to them, but that's one thing. But they didn't even try to pretend to give a shit. Like they didn't even try to make me feel like a valued customer. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, luckily for them, I still came back, but I don't know, I just feel like the level of dedication I put towards the game, it warrants at least a little cooperation. But they never worked with me at all. Like, at all. Half the time it was automated responses. So, I mean, that was one thing. But then I rebuilt. I come back, I rebuild, I get everything back to where I was headed in the first place. But then you make it so that I just can't get any games happening. I can't actually play the characters that I've rebuilt. So then I go over to Nostalrius because I find that there's a place where I actually can do all these things that I want to do. But then instead of fixing your own game and making it so that, I don't have to play Nostalrius and come back, you come after Nostalrius. Why? What was to gain from taking Nostalrius down? In case you haven't noticed, I'm just trying to get some 60 content happening. I'm just trying to play the level 60 WoW. Even if that means playing on your servers and just making 60 twinks, let me fucking play them. But if you're not going to let me play them, let me play on a server that's run by people who will, instead of going after them. Because I don't know what you're aiming. What I'm trying to get at here is I don't know what you had to gain from this. What do you get? I mean, I was playing on Nostalrius and I loved it. I loved it. It made me feel like a kid again. And I loved your game again. And I couldn't wait for Legion. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to see, where the actual retail is going versus, the WoW that I love so much to start with. And just knowing that I can always go between the two and just do whatever. It was fantastic. It was fantastic. But nobody thinks that you shutting down the 2005 servers is going to make the 2016 retail any more appealing. Because they're so different. Nobody's coming back to your game as a result of this. No, it's just not the same game as where it started. Everything, okay? It's not any one specific thing. It's the accumulation of all these little changes over the years, resulting in this very, very plastic and fake feeling product that is, it just feels like a product, you know what I'm saying, that is Warlords of Draenor or Mists or Legion. It started in Kata, as far as I'm concerned, really near the end of Lich King. And I don't see what you get from this. Like, in fact, you are losing money and putting a really, really heavy nail in your coffin by shutting Nestarius down and shutting these servers down that are non-profit. They're just running off of the love of your game. Your game, okay? If you don't want to do it, let us. And please leave us the fuck alone. It's such a different game now. It's not like you can just shut it down and suddenly people are going to come up. My approach to the game is different, okay? The difference between how I approach retail WoW versus how I approach vanilla is just two different mindsets. When I do my Tuesday runs, okay, the mindset I have logging in and doing those and running my Twinks through stuff is just not this. It's not the same approach to a video game that I approach vanilla with. You know what I'm saying? It's two totally different mindsets. With vanilla, I know I'm going to be investing hours and hours into 2 levels. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably going to dedicate the whole day to 2 levels, max. You know what I'm saying? If I'm lucky. And it makes you I love leveling more than anything else because of vanilla. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if they shut down. I'm on Chronos now. It doesn't matter if you shut down Chronos because I'm just going to go into the next most popular and most well-working server and just keep, at this point I'm just leveling characters on private servers at them. You know what I'm saying? Because I love the leveling experience in vanilla and I love the adventure feeling. But not only that, I haven't seen WoW so infested. You know what I'm saying? Like there's players fucking everywhere, and I haven't seen that since like middle of Lich King. Every zone, every zone has hundreds of players, and every single chat channel has every default chat channel anyway has conversations happening all day, 24/7, and it's. What did this? It's not just the features, okay? It's not just the flying. It's not just the garrisons. It's the literal feel of the game, the textures, the coloring, the lack of the crazy view distance, the field of view. Okay, I actually spent the field of view. I actually spent a couple hours last year trying to find the video settings on retail WoW that like best resembles classic. So I had like Phoenix up on one window, like in windowed mode, because this was. I'm still playing on Phoenix. I'm still playing my mage over on Phoenix UB. I don't know. I think I made a video on this channel actually showing my mage there. But yeah, before Nestarius came out and Emerald Dream, I was playing on Phoenix Warsong on that mage. But yeah, I had that mage up in windowed mode on one screen, and then I had retail up on another, and I put both characters in the same spot in Un'Goro. You know what I'm saying? Because of all the grass and all the ground stuff and the crystals with all the different colors and everything. It was a great spot to set your video settings and all that. And I actually got them pretty close. But one major difference I found was that the field of view at some point between vanilla and now, it's been increased by at least an inch or so on, a 27-inch monitor. And it has more of a fisheye effect currently in retail. Which lets you see more at once, but it also makes you feel less in the game and less of a adventurer within the game and more of a player of it. You know what I'm saying? I feel on top of the game now as opposed to inside of it, if that makes sense. So please do something for those of us who want to play the current, who don't want to play the current WoW. You know what I'm saying? Who want to play the old WoW. Because what am I trying to get at here? I feel like I lost my train of thought. Okay. Blizzard, listen. Listen, man. Listen, Blizzard. Listen. You're not beyond the point of no return. Like you're not Sith Lord level. You're not like Comcast EA level yet. You know what I'm saying? You can still turn this around. All you have to do is be like, yo, we fucked up. Sorry, Nestarius guys. Sorry, I fucked up. It was just, legal bullshit or whatever. Let us just try to make it up to you, by releasing our own legacy server. Just say something, you know what I'm saying? Acknowledge us. Because when we're approaching 250,000 signatures on this. I'm about to get into all that. But, I mean, the amount of people that in the last 2 weeks have come forth and said, hey, we want legacy servers. We want to play the version of World of Warcraft that we fell in love with.